Oh, and you got any brush hogs? Oh,
that's
man,
nice
that's a
fish.
good fish, son. I'm in here digging in my tackle.
God, he's giving it to me too.
Get him in here.
He's strong, man.
Pitch the fish right there, man. Look at that.
Right on the bank.
You need help?
You know what? You might just grab that for me. That's a good fish.
Oh, man, that's a good fish, son. That's a good fish. No. Got him. Oh, look at that. Matt, son. Ooh, look at that. The hook's going to fall right out.
Yeah, he wasn't hooked very
Let me grab
good at
that
all.
real quick.
Boy, that's a heavy fish. Oh, look at that.
Folks.
Hook just fell out.
I'm digging for tackle. Good job. We got Matt Shura with us again today on Alamo Lake, showing us some of his flipping and pitching techniques out here. And Matt,
that's a 3
that
pounder.
lasted a whole 2 minutes. didn't it?
Yeah, it just got here. I had a fish, I got bit and I set the hook and brought nothing in but a bare hook, and then here we go. About 5 minutes later, we get that one. There he is.
Wait a minute.
Got him.
Wait
Good
a
one.
minute.
That's
I got
good
a
one.
backlash. You just hold on a minute, son.
I think I had a tree with him. Oh, he felt like a giant.
Oh.
He felt like a giant. I had him. Oh, he got me in a tree. There he is. He's out.
Get him out.
Oh, that's a good fish.
Swing him in here.
Golly.
And get out of my way. In there catching my fish.
Oh, man, sorry about that.
Man, he makes me, folks, you're not going to believe what he just did. Well, let me get up front because I know, boom.
You were going,
first cast.
You were going too slow.
Oh, give me a break.
You were going too slow.
I'll give you too slow.
Oh, man.
That's awesome, Matt.
Boy, that felt like a 10 pounder when I first got him, because when I set the hook, I had the fish and the tree.
Oh. All right. Oh.
Almost a double. Almost a double.
This is what happens when I get the front of the boat.
Another nice one.
Oh, man. Matt, we're going to have a blast today on Alamo Lake.
That's big. Yours is bigger than mine.
Oh.
You have them hooked good too? We need to slow down.
This is way too much fun. I had to slow down to catch that fish, folks.
Whatever. You made three casts on that point.
That's almost like a double up, brother.
I'll count it.
That's what I'm talking about, son. Let's do it again.
Yes, sir.
Hey, today, folks, I'm telling you, what a way to start. We haven't been out here 5 minutes. This is awesome.
I think we stopped at the right spot.
Yeah.
Guess it did drop that much. There he is.
All right, get him in here. Little guy, but you got him,
It's
son.
a little one.
Did he
trying
hit
to
that
jump.
swimming it in?
No.
Oh, I thought he hit it swimming in. What we're doing is going down these rocky banks. If you're hitting nothing but smoothness when you're dragging it across there, you gotta wait till you hit them pebbled rocks. As soon as you hit them pebbled rocks and start bringing it across there, a lot of times you're gonna get bit.
Exactly. That weight just makes contact with the noise and just ticks those rocks, and it gets those fish's attention, and they come up and bite it. That fish was out a ways.
Yeah, he was.
And it was just heavy all of a sudden, and I saw my line kind of swimming sideways. There's no bite or anything on it. So.
Wow. Right now we're in that adjustment period of trying to figure out where the fish are sitting and what they're hanging on,
And we're just throwing one of my favorite
Your
baits.
brush
It's just
hogs.
hard to beat a Zoom brush hog. This is the full-size one. They always also have a baby brush hog. I'm throwing on a 20-pound line, and of course a bobber stopper, half-ounce tungsten weight, and a 5/0. I'm using a 5/0 hook.
Explain to the folks at home why you like the bobber stopper on top of the weight.
Just because when the bait goes over the branches in the tree, instead of the weight going all the way down, the bait being stuck in the tree, the bait goes down as a package. And when you come over those trees, though, I see a lot of people that come over the trees and they hold their line tight, and it pendulums back towards you. As soon as you come over the top of that tree you're feeling, drop your rod tip, and if you need to, spool out some line so it falls right down to the base of that tree. That's where I get a lot of the bites after it comes over the tree.
Exactly, and the other thing is too, is with a weight that doesn't have the bobber stopper on it, like Matt was saying, sometimes the weight will fall over the branch like this, and your lure will actually be over the branch. Just say my finger was the branch and you got the weight here. And so when you do go to set the hook when you feel the bite, you got all this slack in your line down here. Odds are you may not get the hook and the fish as good. So that's one of the reasons coming through all that stuff, it's better to go ahead and just put a little bobber stop on it.
I see you're using a bead.
I'm using a little bit of bead, and I keep it up just to get that little clink, 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 down there, because the water's not clear,
Right, and those crawdads click on the rocks, and when those bass are digging in those rocks, it makes that noise. I mean, fish are attracted to noise,
Yes.
as long as it's natural noise.
They're very curious.
Well, they're looking for something to eat.
Yep. Got that one.
Nice. It's a monster.
Monster bass. Get in here, buddy. Oh, sardines. Well, he hit it like a 10-pounder. Not big, but fun. I'll tell you, that's. Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you, I was up here a few weeks ago and we got prepared with braid and heavy weights, and I know there's some mats and some stuff to punch through. The problem is, a few weeks ago, the water was up. It looks like it's dropped over 10 foot. And if you can look on the bank back there.
Look at all the stuff they were flipping right straight in the back.
That's what we were flipping, those lay down logs in the backs of these pockets. And the fish were underneath those, and that's what I was expecting. It looks like a totally different place now. And so we've changed it up. We've gone to a little bit lighter weight, and we're really just working what's in front of us. So there's things to flip that you can pitch and flip into, and we're really just working the banks and the rocks in between the stuff that we can flip, because it's kind of a little bit, there's still a ton of stuff, but it's a little bit sparse.
You bet. And you know, Texas rigging, you know, hitting a lot of this rock and what's going on down there, you know, like I said, you can see how the sandy point comes off. I felt a little bit of pebbled rock and got bit, but that's what they're doing, is they kind of hang down this, use it as a, you know, places to run, but they'll find those little rock piles and they'll stick out there, and that's where the crawdads like to hang out too, so they'll be hanging out in there.
So that's what's neat about a Texas rig, is you can just throw it anywhere. You can flip it in the trees, you can throw it on the rocks, you can flip the lay down logs.
Very versatile.
So just go down the bank, fish what's in front of you, back the boat out and flip some deeper stuff, back in, and try to establish a pattern on where we're catching them. And it seems to be that 5 to 10 foot range that we're getting our bites on today. Yeah,
I mean, we had a certain stretch there where it was really good. And something else that we found too is there's shad in some of these pockets, and those shad are right up against the bank. Bass are going to be right there ready to eat them. So
they're in the area.
Yeah,
there's
they're
no
in
doubt.
the
They're
area.
not. I don't know that we've seen any busting except for maybe a couple little ones. But,
yeah, little ones. Little ones trying to bust.
Yeah, every once in a while, but they're just don't seem real active right now.
No.
Got him?
Oh, no. Nope. Don't think I got him. I think I'm in some wood or something there, dude. Oh,
I was gonna say.
he's in there.
Just keep him tight, keep the line tight, get up there, we'll get him.
All right, son.
I'll help you.
You gotta help me out here.
Is there a fish in the salad?
There's a fish in the salad.
Does he have any lips left?
Just kind of easy him out of there. That's what I'm talking about, son.
Oh, nice
It's
fish.
a punching bass. Yeah, I thought I was hooked on a tree there for a minute, and then it zapped back, and I was like, ah, because I know I felt the bite. Man, Matt, does this remind you of something?
It does. So
Do
we're
you
lake.
remember? Oh my
But we were punching grass, not this
that stuff.
Nice fish.
Look at that. Hey, we might, because the sun's coming up, get into some of these mats here at Alamo Lake and catch some of these fish. Dude.
And you missed him.
I missed him the first
Dropped back
time.
in there and got in there.
Hey, you know, that's the first thing that comes with age, folks, is your reaction. Man, I'm telling you. No, it was
awesome.
fun, but yeah, I missed him the first time. Man.
But if you look at these mats right here,
Just look how
and how
thick that is.
they are. Those there's plants growing in the debris there in the mats, and they're so thick you have to use at least a 1 ounce, more even a 1 ounce and a quarter.
Yes.
To punch through it, and you got to throw it up in the air, a little bit, and give it some momentum to punch through that stuff. And that fish was laying right underneath that mat. And it's a canopy, it's a roof over their heads.
Yeah, and you know, the last time we did this, we had a lot of fun. I'll never forget it, man. But this kind of fishing is almost, if you can find these kind of mats during this time of year, and the fish will get right out of there to get some shade, and they will ambush stuff. I'm telling you, you will get down there and catch fish.
And the cool part is usually these fish in the mats are better fish. That's the good thing. This is how you win tournaments. This is how you catch 5+ pound fish too. So
yes,
you can see like that pitch, he didn't even
Yeah, you
he
got
didn't
to
even
bring
get
it
through
up a little bit,
There
let
you
it go down.
There he goes.
And
you
that's
can feel,
a 1 ounce weight.
And once it goes through, what are we at 9 foot of water? Oh, these were 11 foot of water. 11 foot of water underneath that mat. And there's trees and stuff.
I'm still trying
also.
to get it to go down.
There he is.
Get him?
Yep.
Oh, he's got him. Bring him out of this. Oh yeah, this one turned that side, all right.
God,
Another little punch fish.
All right.
Alamo punch fish right there. Man.
I picked up, I just picked up, and you pick up real slow. You don't want to lift the weight off the bottom. You just want to hold your line tight.
Exactly.
And all I felt was a little wiggle. No bite, no nothing, it's just a little wiggle. There it was.
That's awesome.
God, I had him hooked good.
Is that a fun fish or what?
That's a fun way to catch them, man, I'll tell you.
This is a blast.
And the one thing about when we're punching like this, and flipping or punching, whatever you're doing, is I try to look at areas that other people might not particularly want to cast or will cast. You know, get your bait, don't be afraid to get your bait over logs, behind stuff, into the thick stuff, especially in tournaments. These weights are expensive.
Yep.
These 1 ounce weights can be 10 bucks a piece. But you know what, some of these tournaments we're fishing for a lot of money, and you know, to get back in that stuff, you're gonna get hung up, you're gonna lose some, so bring some extra weights. But more often than not, that great big one that hasn't been bothered is in the stuff where a lot of people won't cast.
You know, and the other
don't be
thing,
scared.
Yeah, don't be scared. Here is the key to success today, though, folks. To throw this stuff, you want to be throwing a 65-pound braid.
Oh, at least. I know a lot of guys throw 80-pound braid.
Yeah, 80-pound braid. I've got 65 on, but man, I'll tell you what. And
an extra heavy rod. This is the heaviest rod in my tackle box right here.
Exactly, mine too. My punch rod from Taipan. It's the Elite Series. What a great rod. And I'll tell you what, it's like a pool cue. It really is, but you need it to get in and out of this stuff. Now remember, you can see how thick this stuff is. There's times, even though we're using an ounce and a quarter weight, you have to throw your bait up in the air just like that and have it fall through some of this real thick stuff. And sometimes you have to shake it to get it down to go down. But then that's when you know you're in the good stuff, the salad.
Well, that stuff over there looks like we could walk on it.
Yeah, it does. There's a football right there. Want to play some football on the grass?
Oh, and I was going to say, you're using a punch skirt with yours.
I am.
I'm just throwing a basic Texas rig with a 1 ounce weight and the bobber stoppers. I went to a super line hook. Anytime you're using braid, you want to use a heavier wire hook because that braid's so strong. If we were using those regular wire hook, it'd just bend every time you get hung up.
You bet. You're keeping that keeper on there on that weight, throwing the same thing except for they make a punch skirt. That skirt slides up and down on your line just like so. You can buy those at Bass Pro Shops all day long. Put that hook on, snell hook it, bring it down, slide that down, you're good to go. And I'm using the Sweet Beaver along with that.
Is that the green pumpkin or the regular size?
It's the regular size.
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's a great
hook.
Your browns and greens is hard to go wrong with.
Oh yeah.
We heard black and blue is working too, so we might try that a little bit.
Hey folks, for my tip of the week, it's a real quick funny story. Not really a funny story to me, but I remember being on Lake Mead years ago, and I ran into Matt, and he said, man, you don't look so hot. And I said, I don't feel so hot. And I said, man, I just can't get enough water in me. I can't get enough Gatorade. I can't get enough anything. And I said, I can't figure out what's going on. I just don't feel right. I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. And then Matt hands me a bottle of this. And this is loaded with so much potassium and also what, sodium?
Sodium, potassium, electrolytes.
Okay. And I'll tell you what, within 30 minutes or so, I started feeling like $1 million. Whether you like this stuff or whether you don't, plug your nose, drink it. Neither one of us are sponsored by this company, by V8, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, man, this truly, truly did save me that day from probably having heat stroke.
Yeah, it was 11 o'clock when I saw you, and you were dizzy, and that's some of the signs. Like you bend over to pick up a fishing pole and you feel dizzy. A lot of times that's potassium.
Okay.
So sodium, potassium. I think 10 guys got transported to the hospital that year too.
Yeah, it was a real heat.
So you can drink all the water and be hydrated, but if those electrolytes are low like that, you'll feel real cruddy too.
Yeah.
So the V8, but I just get those little cans, those 8 ounce cans, 3 or 4 waters, 8 ounce can, and it's hot right now. We're sweating. And I can tell, I just start cramping a little bit and I'll have a V8 and it's almost instantaneous. And so if you like the taste of it, it's a good thing to have in your boat.
It's a great tip of the week. Trust me, as hot as it gets in Arizona, don't get dehydrated. Remember, if you're feeling thirsty, it's probably too late. Make sure you have a V8.
Got him. That's a good fish. Oh, it looked like a big one. Get him over it. Come on over, come on over.
Oh, get out of there. No.
He's gonna make you work for it, wasn't he?
Ouch! Ouch! All right, we're even. We're even.
That fish gave that fish gave it to you.
You know why? My drag was loose.
Oh, geez.
I threw a 5-inch Cinco out there under this wood because we're seeing some of these shad bubbling up around this wood. And then, of course, like Matt said, a lot of times when you see these dragonflies coming out, these fish tend to move up a little bit. They'll either dart after those dragonflies, and there's nothing more fun than to throw a frog, something like that. Let me let him go. Or a big old Cinco, something weightless by that log. And that's what I did.
We were flipping those mats, and we come into an area where flipping really isn't efficient because there's so much area. So I reached for my frog just to cover some water and get through this area. But these logs and this wood will warm up. Those fish will get in them. And haven't been bit on the frog, but you got bit on the Cinco. Just
no, that was quick. And I'm just
5 minutes after you started.
Yeah, just weedless.
Bite. There's a bite.
You got him.
That's good.
Good one.
Oh, a little better.
Good one, Matt. Good one.
Man, he swam towards me.
I just had a fish on and I let him go. I just had a fish on and I let him go. Because I was watching you.
My line just went slack and I went to drag it, lost contact with the bottom, it swam towards me. So it just went slack, and when I set the hook, it was just over. Just picked it up real gently and walked away with it. I guess he swam away with it.
So get this, we came to the same spot we started at today, folks. We let it rest. Fish are back, catching a few more fish. So the lesson in that is always go check the spots that you did well in, because you never know when it settles down, those fish are ready to go again.
Give it a nice little break.
That was a good fish, my friend. Great fish. Hey, Matt, tell everybody about your guide service. What a great guide. Matt, since he's retired from the fire department's a guide now, and he takes quite a few trips out, and I'll tell you what, you'll learn a lot from him.
Thanks, buddy.
How do they get a hold of you?
You're a guide too.
I know.
A lot of times we have trips at the same time, and
we do.
I really like fishing at Roosevelt to do my trips. It's closer for me, and it's a great lake, a real versatile lake where you can do different techniques a lot of times. But you can get me on Instagram or Facebook, Matt Shura, and website's mattshurafishing.com, and phone number is 602-488-0868.
Give him a call, and I promise you, if he doesn't have a story that'll make you chuckle, he'll give you your money back. Because, man, there hasn't been a day I haven't been on the water, I haven't been in stitches with him. We've had a great time on the water. Matt, thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thanks again for having me.
Hey, join us next time. We had a blast at Alamo Lake. We'll see you on the water. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.